Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to cover the Angelwax Perfect Polish. I get a ton of questions on the product. What is it? Is it supposed to be this consistency? What can I use it for? What's the best way to use it? How can I use it? What pads can I use with it? We're going to cover all of that. Before we do, I just want to quick get something out of the way. Just taking notice of some of the remarks when I cover an Angelwax product. Um, I in no way get paid to cover their products. It's just common sense. My channel is just way too tiny. Nobody above distributorship even knows who I am. I pay for all my products just as you guys do through the same links I put down below. And I'm proud to pay for a product line that I stand behind and use daily. And if I really took them away from the shop, it would just change what we do drastically. They're just great products. I don't get paid to cover them. I don't get paid to put this up here. I'm just sharing with you what I like, enjoy, and believe in. So with that out of the way, let's get on with the Perfect Polish. First, I'm going to show you a short demonstration on what it does. Then I'll show you on a car, in the second part of the video, how I use it and different ways to use the product. Let's get started. Angelwax Perfect Polish 500 milliliters for $16.99 is a pre-wax cleaner. It's a paint cleanser, but it's also a polish. It has minor abrasives, so it's able to remove light swirls, scratches, oxidation from the painted surface. You can use it with a machine, you can use it by hand. These are the products here I use daily at the shop. I am used to them. I know exactly what they do. So I'm going to give you a small demonstration here first on a panel. And let me mark a section off here with masking tape. Then we're going to use the Angelwax Resurrection, which is the heavy hitter, the heavy compound. And we're going to use a wool pad from the rotary too, because we want to leave some hazing behind. Generally, the Angelwax Resurrection will finish down incredibly well, incredibly far. So it really doesn't take much to finish out. Once the cutting has been done, those abrasives have diminished. It leaves behind a rather decent glossy surface. So a lot of times I can go from the Angelwax Resurrection, the heavy hitter, and it'll take me all the way down where I could use the Perfect Polish. That happens mostly on your softer paints like your Asian clear coats, and I'm going to break down a chart for you guys for all the different hardnesses, the hardness scale for some of these clear coats. But for the softer clears, I can go from the Angelwax Resurrection, the heavy cut, to the Perfect Polish, and I'll show you how a little bit later. What I'm going to do here is demonstrate how you can go from the Resurrection to the Perfect Polish, take over for the Resurrection, and finish out to a nice, clear, deep, rich gloss. I normally wouldn't do this because I'm going to use a pad I wouldn't use to follow up with the Resurrection. I'm just going to use the black finishing pad here in this demonstration. As you can see here, we have this section is quite hazy now, and we'll finish it out with the Perfect Polish. But as I was saying, I'm going to use the black finishing pad, what I call an application pad, because all I really use them for, if I'm not using the Perfect Polish to jewel, is to apply a sealant like the Polish Angel sealant or some waxes. So this is the pad I'm talking about right here. We have attached to the rotary, and we have the Perfect Polish on there. And by the way, that does come in the consistency of a cream or milk, like a creamer you would put in your coffee. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. It didn't go bad. It was meant to be like that. It doesn't have the heavier concentration of abrasives that the Ultra Polish has, or even the medium cut. It's supposed to be thin. And this here, by the way, happens to be the reason I rarely go through a bottle of Regenerate, which is the medium cut compound. The Resurrection finishes down so far, I can then take over with either the Ultra Cut or the Perfect Polish here, and just use the Regenerate for maybe some light swirling if it comes in, or a surface or a finish that just needs a little bit of work. and maybe even make a one-step out of it, which I do have a video using the Regenerate as a one-step. You can refer back to that if you want. The Perfect Polish wipes off the panel. The residue wipes off rather easily. It's a user-friendly product, and as I'm going to show you here, it brings back some just incredible clarity. And you could spend as much time using this and that pad I just showed you, and just jewel as much as you want. You could sit on that all day, and it's not going to hurt your clear coat. It is just a very fine, very slow polishing process, but as you can see here, it really brings out the clarity, even makes that section darker, deeper, richer. Okay, let's pause just a second so I can break down the compounds and the polishes in the Angelwax line here so you get just an overall view of where they fit in. The heavy cut will be the Resurrection. That's the heavy hitter. The medium cut, and it's honestly one I rarely use, is the Regenerate. The ultralight polish, we're getting into lighter abrasives now, goes to the Redemption. And last but not least, what we're looking at today, the Perfect Polish. It's a cleaner, but it also is a polish because it has some micro abrasives, and that's the Perfect Polish. I have a car in the shop. It's ready for these last two steps here. So I'm going to take you into the shop with me, show you how I use them, and show you how they can be implemented into your some of your packages. Let's get to it. Okay, so this Lexus here has been in the last few vlogs. It has been cut now completely all the way around with the fast correcting cream from the Boss system, Griot's Garage, and a rotary and a wool pad. So it's cut. It's not quite as clear and finished down as we want it to be. So there are two ways I can go about finishing a job from here, and I'm going to show you that. We used the same rotary and exact same pad on that test panel as we did to cut the whole vehicle here and get rid of those swirls. And now we're going to finish it off the exact same way. There is an additional way I use it, and that's right here with a kind of an aggressive polishing pad and the Perfect Polish here. And I'll use it this way. If I want to jump from the Angelwax Resurrection, which is the heavy cut, right all the way down to the Perfect Polish here. And what this will do is this will bring back the clarity, get rid of the hazing. It's going to clean the panel at the same time. It's going to prep it for a wax, a sealant, or coating, which is what we do here. So it's perfect. And I'll tell you what, I include this in packages where I know the customer and I have the eye to appreciate that step. And if it fits into the budget, I'm going to use it because this stuff is incredible. It's a thin product. You aren't going to have a ton of residue when you're done finishing out whatever panel you're working on. This is what it looks like as you're working it. With this pad here, a polishing pad, just do one or two passes, crisscross pattern, and you should be where you want to be with it. You should have the finish you're looking for. And if you do want to go the extra step, if it's in the budget, there is one other way you could use the Perfect Polish. Before we get to that, I just wanted to show you how easy it is to wipe off. This is a low but dense snap microfiber from Jack's Wax. I'll put a link down below if you want to look into something like that. I like the longer naps. I like the short naps that are a little bit more dense for the lighter polishes. So here is another way I use it. Let's get rid of this polishing pad. Let's say we've cut it with the Resurrection. Now we're going to use the Redemption, which is an ultra-fine polish from Angelwax. That's going to get rid of the hazing. It's going to bring out clarity. It's going to look decent when it's done, but on my cars and for customers' cars that have the eye for it and the budget, what we would do then is follow up the Redemption Ultra Fine Polish with the Angelwax Perfect Polish and a black finishing pad to do some jeweling. This here is now at the point of my favorite part of the correction anyway, when we're down to the polishing and the finishing and the jeweling, where we're bringing out some clarity after cutting out all those imperfections and defects, the swirls, the scratches, and so on. So this here is how I would go the extra step with the perfect polish normally, using the black finishing pad, which is really just an application pad. Really doesn't do much. It's soft, non-aggressive, and we'll put on the perfect polish and we'll use it as a cleaner and we'll use it to jewel a little bit. It makes very little difference. I'm just going to lay that out there. You really have to have an eye for this step, and your customer has to have the appreciation if they're going to be paying for it. But it's definitely something I do on my cars, especially dark finishes. So for a little bit of a recap, if you're starting off with the Angelwax Resurrection or the Regenerate, those are the heavy and the medium duty cuts for whatever you're starting on. You can then either go to the Ultra Finishing Polish, which is Redemption, or you can jump straight to the Angelwax Perfect Polish. It's up to you. Once you get used to the whole line, it'll be easy to figure out which one you want to go to. And it's also helpful to know what type of clear coat you're working. If you're working on a softer clear coat, it's then easy to jump from the heavy cut to the perfect polish. If it's a harder clear like GM on some of the Corvettes, you may want to use the ultra fine polish and then jump to the perfect polish. But like I said, you'll get used to it as you work it. All right, so this is what we have after it has been cut, it's been polished, it's been cleaned, or jeweled, or whatever you want to call it. We've taken the extra step for this for the sake of the video here, and the car's now ready for a wax, a sealant, or coating. It's about to get a coating, so we can go ahead and follow up with that as soon as I end this video. I also went over the softer B-pillars with the perfect polish. And as we get back to the rear of the car here, you're just going to see how reflective and clear the finish is now after using both the ultra fine polish and the perfect polish. A great way to end a correction. Okay, I hope that helps a little bit, helps with some of the questions. If I did forget to cover something, just ask me, let me know down in the comment section. I'm going to put a link down below. It's going to be the exact same link I used to purchase my Angelwax products. The gentleman on the other end of that link, Ryan, he's a consummate professional. The packaging is always right on point. The shipping time's on point. Communication is great. When the product is on back order, which happens because it's quite popular here in the States, but I wait just like you guys wait. But if you want to order something from Angelwax, follow the link below, at least look into it. It doesn't matter to me either way if you do or don't, but I just wanted to share what I use, how I use it, and maybe answer some of the questions you had. Brian from Apex Detail, catch you in the next video.